Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Astralis versus MIBR here at the second quarterfinals of the day. And Astralis took down the first map 16-6, I believe, on Overpass. And now we're going to go to the second one on Train, which I hope is going to be great. MIBR, I'd say they really had a lot of pressure to apply early on, but once Astralis found their groove and really and built an economy, they made it work. And Glay was pretty much an unstoppable force in that game.
Yeah, he was pretty unbelievable actually, and I think the big thing was I think Astralis again, like as we see them do so many times, they just figured it out. Like, you know, for the T side of that overpass, yeah, it was a good exchange early on for those 6 rounds or so. And then Astralis kind of realized MIBR is sending a lot of players towards one side of the map. They're not really spreading out. They're not getting great map control at all times. And then they just kind of stopped them from there. I mean, Device kind of came alive. There was no one like really blowing it up. I mean, Glaive obviously had all the big impact rounds, but you know, Device had a couple impact rounds. Dupree had a couple great rounds as well. And then just some heartbreakers down the stretch, and that's really what was the nail in the coffin.
The team huddle on the Astralis side, and then we'll get right into it. I think they already did knife, so it looks like MIBR starting on the T side and Astralis on the CT side. This is one of those games, at least historically, where both these teams have usually managed to get really good CT sides on this.
Yeah.
I still think there's a problem with the T side, and I know for a fact that Astralis have been annoyed internally that they've sort of run out of strats once the basic ones don't work, especially if the CTs have all the economy. It can be a little bit rough.
Yeah, I mean, every team could say that. If you don't keep teams low in economy on this one, if you don't keep the defense low in economy, you're just going to be in for a bad time. This map gets so much more hard. So much more difficult, excuse me, when Molotovs and nades are raining into each choke point. You can't do anything quick. There they go, one last cheer for the boys. Glaive's still happy. He's smiling. He's got Device giggling as well. What a guy.
Getting that team spirit up and running. I bet they said something rude, Moses.
Think so?
Yeah.
Are those guys rude people? They always seem very pleasant and polite to me.
I think they probably threw out a few words, you know, a few swear words. Makes everyone feel a little bit better, Moses.
Yeah, it does.
Not us, of course, but...
No. Not us.
So, countdown's begun. We are getting very close right now. Let's see what MIBR have planned. Be interesting how these pistol rounds go. I feel like we're seeing... Not like a hard swap towards pistol rounds. I feel like we're seeing more and more elaborate pistol rounds over the course of like the last 6 months. People are getting like a little bit more detailed with them.
Unless you're Ghost Gaming and Navi and you just go for B rushes. But here we are, map 2 of this quarterfinals. MIBR backs against the wall. They either move forward or go home. Tarek gonna drop down. And speaking of Tarek, the North Americans need to have a better game here. Tarek and Stewie need to provide more impact for this MIBR team if they're gonna beat Astralis on Train.
Sip just looking at the wall, calculating the angle maybe. Just doing a little bit of math in the middle of it. Oh, not even going to be able to get the headshot. Had a chance there, but there are a lot of people down at Pop Dog. This could be very quick. Device is kind of close by on the B bomb side. Sip's falling back as well, but I wonder if they're going to have time to rotate. There's at least part of the wall. They're missing one of the grenades, but they only had the 2 smokes, and now the deep Molotov coming in. And MIBR, no cancelling this push. They're going to go for it, and Glaive starting off getting the 1 kill. Dupree unable to guess the angle, and now Glaive up the high ground. Can he actually catch anyone falling back? Oh, he had the chance, but Tarek takes him down instead. 4-on-4, and now Stewie coming with the flank. Just as they're discussing on that Astralis side, how do we get this retake through? This might be completely devastating, and Stewie's waiting for it. He wants more than the 1. Risky play. There's the 1. The double up. Surprise, and no chance for Dupree. Now Device finally going to run him down, but it's way too late. 1-on-3 here. A well-executed plan for MIBR, and it works to perfection.
Even losing a player in that smoke wall as they progress into the bomb site. But yeah, a well-done pistol round. Stewie, obviously, a perfect flank. Great timing for him. And this is what we talk about when we say he needs impact. This is beautiful, even right after the smoke goes down. But the double kill just throws a wrench in that retake. So MIBR is going to be up 1-0. But remember, last map, no one's out of the woods just yet. We saw these trades go back and forth for about 5 rounds. Both of these teams able to win rounds with CZs and Deagles and Scouts. A lot of players outside for Astralis as Zipnix is once again pushed up, and he's got to use that smoke early to be able to get away. Waiting for the spam. Waiting for a timing to cross back over. Magisk has rotated in with Device. 4 players above ladder.
Again, we mentioned it on overpass, but always be wary of Glaive and that CSET 75. He's got
You're aware of Glaive and everything at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of true, isn't it? How has he got this good all of it? I mean, he's always been good, but just way more now. I don't know how he does it.
Well, he had that tournament, what was it, towards the beginning of the year, where he actually won the MVP for the whole event.
Yeah.
I forget which one that was. But it's not, I mean, I can't remember the last time I've seen an in-game leader win the MVP of a whole tournament.
Missed opportunity, that would have been good. Stewie taking down Sip, and one more kill, and they've cracked this open, and slightly long range there with the Mag 10, but Cold makes it work regardless, and Intel Device is feeling very uncomfortable behind that train. So the rest are going to have to look for exits, so Dupree's backing all the way out with that Deagle. Good round here for MIBR. Again, just getting the first few rounds makes a big difference.
Really does, especially after the beating they took on the previous map, losing so many down the stretch. I think it was, what, like a 13-1 run to close out Overpass for Astralis, which is just disgusting. For MIBR, it's probably just like a weird sensation actually winning a round or two.
Yeah, don't want to forget completely what that's like. Yeah.
That'd be a bad thing to forget.
Keep it fresh in the memory.
Yeah, Dupree's hoping for an exit kill. It's not going to happen. Bomb goes off. 2 rounds for MIBR. And it's going to have to be a full save for the rest of Astralis. Dupree's going to have that Deagle armor just by virtue of survival. Very vocal in the freeze time is this whole team.
Yeah, let's see what they could do. The fact that they won the pistol and now are following it up with another round and presumably going to get one more here. Again, that means Astralis, even in the next round when they buy, even if they have the AWP on device, which it looks like they might have, they're still in the position where they can't just... The position that Fur is in right here, if the CTs have a lot of grenades, it's immediately going to get bombarded, and they won't have that in the next round, so it's going to be a rifle round, sure, but not exactly as good as it could be.
Just listen to the teamwork going on there with Fur. Waits for a pop flash, peeks out to the right, gets behind the train after 1 kill, pop flash again, peeks out on the left, gets 1 more frag, and that's just beautiful. And you're going to be able to do that on gun rounds, like you said. Probably not when you have the utility, when the defense has the utility, the Molotovs that'll force them out of that corner and those positions. But, you know, if you have an AK and you're going up against a team that maybe doesn't have the op, maybe they're on a round you can break, you can actually get that aggressive and challenge in that way.
Absolutely. And look at the sort of bonus round coming out here from MIBR. 3 Galils, 1 Tech 9, oh yeah, 1 Mac 10, sorry, and device, and actually 2 others have no head armor. So those Galils could be a bit interesting. That's really worth watching for. A bit of a smoke there, but nothing else thrown inside of main. Oh, they bump right into each other. Completely blind spray. Nobody going down. Oh, just as I say that, Glaive turned his back and got shot down from Tarek, so... Interesting. Flash through. Device was somehow ready for that. Takes down Stewie.
Even if he wasn't, there was 3 players set up there, but look at this timing hit, going on contact. Zipnik killed it one here. Look at the angle. He's out in the open. He gets through. Somehow he's done it. Mac 10 to finish him off, and Fallen now pushing forward to surprise Dupree. He has the bomb, but he's not going for the plant quite yet. Nice flashbang, and he almost gets it. They almost line up for him.
Could have definitely worked now. Tarek playing defense as the bomb goes down. A stunning headshot to take down Device, and now MIBR. If they hold this, so much economic damage to Astralis. They're going to have a hard time recovering from that. Shooting him in the back, and Fallen turning around. Tarek again doing it. A triple for him. He's taken hardly any damage. And now going up to the high ground. Dupree, how can he picks up the kit, that's fine, but he's got no smoke or anything to actually force Tarek out. So defusing this bomb is going to be nearly impossible. Tarek, he's got it lined up, and he takes the quad kill to clutch the round for MIBR. Well done.
Yeah, especially the improv. Fallen was trying to get away, and as he's getting, you know, pegged in the back by, I mean, the peek from Tarek just there, he was just trying to get away, and Tarek was able to get that kill, that trade essentially, baiting his teammate. Beautiful clutch. 3 kills, and I mentioned him and Stewie had that rough first map. Tarek's at 6 and Stewie's at 4, so this is a much, much better start. Looking way more comfortable on this T side of train. Fortunately for Astralis, everything's taken away. None of that utility. CORSAIR this time is going to challenge. He had the spawn instead of Fur. There's the pop flash on top of the train. Gets information. Can duel at long range. Everyone's out of ladder room as well. There are some players pushed up beneath them around these trains. Magisk, the last line of defense. He's not even going to be able to get that. Good spin from CORSAIR.
Dialed in right now. Sip. Only one left who could do some damage to the economy of MIBR, and he's not going to be able to. Fur will take him down. Another round going in their way, and it's going to be 5-0. You see the comfort again. Further to the last round this time, as you said, is CORSAIR.
Yep.
The comfort of being able to stand there in team main, you just don't have that later on. Maybe Astralis have enough money this time to actually try and stop that from happening.
I was going to say, it's going to be this round. Certainly there's going to be at least a Molotov and maybe a nade or two, a timing nade in there. Fallen has picked up the AWP for MIBR, and Magisk and Device will have that as well. Double up setup for the defense that they have to contend with, and a timeout here for MIBR to talk things over for their first, their first full gun round that they have to go up against, with the full losing bonus in the favor of Astralis.
Yes, indeed. That double AWP. It's going to be interesting. I'm seeing Megas one of them, and not Dupree. I would have just guessed that it would have been the other way around.
Yeah, I would have as well. Not sure what that's about.
Maybe they've got something we don't know about yet.
Yeah, maybe they do. Maybe this is something. I mean, I know Chad talked about yesterday, Astralis seemingly under enough pressure to force out maybe some kind of a hidden tactic, some kind of ones they wanted to use for the major. Oh. This is fast-paced, though. MIBR's not going to slow down, but you can see the utility is forcing them to be.
Yeah, pushed forward Tarek. Oh, and the grenade follow-up from Aegis. That is great news. Astralis hoping to get their first round on the board here on Train. It's been uphill so far for them. Glaive hiding in the corner. No one checking him yet. Oh, the bomb falling very far forward. Going to be hard to recover that one, and now Glaive getting the kill. And the rest of Astralis don't need to fight, although they still kind of are. Fallen a 1 versus 4 here. Missing maybe the last chance that he had. He's actually going to pick up one more kill, and they shouldn't be facing him any longer. He is good enough that if you give him one-on-one fights, he's going to get it. Device takes him down, and that will be the round for Astralis, saving both the AWPs as well. 3 AWPs, in fact. My God.
Yeah, that's tough for MIBR. Look at the difference. I mean, we didn't see a fast strategy earlier in this half, but that utility on the ground just slows so much for MIBR. When their own utility finally gets expended and gets all used and their smokes fade, no one's even made progress, you know, past that first train. Everyone's kind of stuck behind that line drawn by the E-box across the outer yard. Even the pressure applied to the bomb train itself is only the one player with the bomb. Easy frags coming out for Astralis, and a good stop.
And Device wants to take this corner. They do have all 3 AWPs alive. Don't know if anyone's jungled, I guess juggled a rifle with them somewhere. But if not, 3 AWPs and a retake is not going to be fun at all.
Well, at the moment, opening pick for those AWPs. They did great last round as well. I believe it was actually this Brazilian core that really pioneered the 3-op setup, the quad-op setup as well on Train.
Yeah, we've seen different versions. I mean, my personal favorite is obviously the double AWP and auto sniper on Train. That's a classic. But
you're a cruel man.
It's been a while since we've seen that come out.
Well, listen, these ops have done some work. Magisk with a kill, Device with a kill. 2 players down from MIBR. Tarek and Stewie both getting picked off. So, I mean, there's a lot of punch on this team that is no longer available to them. What can the rest of the guys do? Fallen is just holding an angle, and all he can really do is support and hope someone walks into his crosshair, but there's no reason for anyone from Astralis to shift their position. There's no pressure. There's no presence even.
Fallen must have got legged by somebody there. Right. Almost no mistakes being made here from Astralis. Magisk will eventually go down. 20 seconds, though. They can just stand their ground and wait for that eventual plant to try and come in. CORSAIR, and then the follow-up on further. It's a good job on Glaive, just finding the top of his head. Now Fallen. Obviously going to try and ride it out, but he's very close. I mean, if he runs out of time and they kill him afterwards, and that could very well happen, this might be a complete disaster. Yeah, they're going to get the kill after the clock is run out, so no bonus money for losing. He is... Oh, they're still going to have the money, but still, that could have got really bad.
Well, I think that's the difference between having an op and not having an op, is the fact that he died after the time. He probably could have... I think he could have afforded one otherwise. That is a bit brutal. MIBR, 5 rounds early. No, excuse me. Someone dropped him an AWP over.
Oh, yeah, they just made it work. But they have pretty much used all of their bank now, so I want to be careful about that. A couple of rounds here for the Astralis team, and it's looking a bit better now. That double AWP has really worked out for them.
This is exactly what you talked about, though. Once that utility comes out on the CT side, like, look how difficult it is to get anything done, especially early on. Tarek brought down to 36. Fallen tagged to 20. Through the wall, and even utility damage making it worse. So 2 players for MIBR essentially out of the fight within the first 20 seconds. That's brutal. And now Astralis, they can feel the tides shifting in their favor. Glaive's going to get aggressive, and Dupree's there to back him up.
Yeah, very hard to handle. You need to use so much utility if you want to try and fight this. And Fur actually finally getting a kill there on Glaive, even if he was flashed. Not like on overpass. Dupree going to be going down as well. This is a much better start now for MIBR. Even if they're quite low on health, they might still be able to make their way through. Slowing it down at the moment with 50 seconds, and Sip is so close to cheating into this A bomb site as well. If they have all three players here, given how low Fallen, Stewie, and Tarek are, it can still work out. 40 seconds. Everything has been done right up until this point for the T side. Now they need to close it on out. There's the shot from Device. It almost did the damage, but Stewie will get him down in return. 30 seconds now. They need to get on and get that bomb plant down quickly. They're so low on health. This could be a disaster. Sip is on the other side with the AK-47. The edge in. Meg is not even seeing it coming, and he's going to be going down. And even he gets that kill, it's just not enough. Fallen takes him down. Great hold, great patience, but very scary.
Yeah, nice retake of Team Main as well. Coming back in, remember, they were pushed up. Glaive was the first point of contact. He was blind. This one right here, Fur and Stewie both combined for those kills. Nice teamwork between those two, and obviously Device is limited by the Molotov at his feet. So MIBR, they are going to be one of those patient teams. They're not someone who gets those 2 kills and pushes the envelope. They're going to slow it down. They're going to pause a little bit and make sure they're using their utility. A couple good wins for Astralis, but they're out of money as well. Stewie goes down, no one there to trade with, and CORSAIR thinks better of it. Whether he heard the scope or not, he realizes the possibility of a trap.
I actually think this is an amazing lead for MIBR right now. I'm not that confident in Astralis T side on this map. I think them having 6 rounds already and Astralis only having 2 means they are well on their way to being able to maybe put a third round on the or third map on the board here. That could be interesting.
Despite losing Stewie early on, that equalizer from Fallen is great. That is a really cool kill from him to get. 3 players over in the B bomb right now, but they've done a phenomenal job of having presence. They control box halls towards the B bomb site. Zipnix saw them when he jumped across. So, I mean, Astralis has to be kept honest. They have to respect the fact that they could go in her, and Magus has now spotted Tarek back in T-spawn as well. So Astralis has no idea where the end game is going to be. They're desperately trying to find information so they can cheat or rotate, but it's not happening.
No, they might have guessed right anyway. It feels like it will be on the A side, and they've at least got Device on over here with the AWP. There are so many smokes left, though. I wonder if he's going to get any chance to actually use it. Those windows being blown out is a bit of a sign, actually, and Meg is going to go down and check and see if anyone is in there. Dupree holding alone on the B bomb side. Now Device is starting to fall back over. They thought maybe that was a bit of a fake, but it definitely wasn't. Magus seeing one. He's very paranoid about someone coming down that ladder, and if he gets the wrong timing, it's not going to work out. He gets a big double kill, and now up on the high ground. Sip trying to see if he can find the last player. Magus going down, and they fight their way back. 6 seconds left. I'm not sure they can make it. No, the bomb is dropped. They're just going to run out of time. They almost did it. It was nearly perfect for MIBR, but a couple of more seconds and they probably would have had that bomb plant.
Nice job from Magisk. Working that so well, taking the risk, taking his eyes off the ladder and peering out towards yard. That's a much needed win, but they lose so much in that victory that MIBR still has them at a point of reset. 4 players go down. Astralis still have that AWP on Device. MIBR's money is suspect as well, but we're going to get a tactical timeout. What a big round for the context of this whole half. This is what could make the difference between MIBR just launching into a massive, almost unsurmountable lead, or Astralis clawing back in to have a solid CT side.
Yeah, I think that definitely was the difference here. I like the fact that MIBR are keeping up the pressure regardless. Why not?
Question is Fallen going to have the AWP?
Yeah.
Yes, he will.
Just barely picking it up. They've spent their whole... Everybody's poor right now. Tarek has got 1,300, and that's the most of any player in the server at the moment, so... Jumping back across. Last time they lost a Sip here. This time they're going to slow it down just a bit. There are some really mean pop flashes you can throw, so that's why Device is back here hoping that someone is at least going to get a kill. Goes down below. Sip able to pick up the kill, and actually Dupree. That was a 3-way crossfire that they walked right into. What a beginning.
That's 2 rounds in a row now where Astralis has just straight up demolished this default setup of taking over box holes. Stewie and CORSAIR. Stewie taking over that taco role of clearing that position out with CORSAIR. Now it's all on Fallen. Get him back into it. The Godfather with the AWP.
Yeah, but this is where Astralis becomes so hard to play against, right? Because there are some other teams where maybe you could hope for a fight somewhere.
They're not going to make a mistake here. Absolutely not. I mean, just look at the setup. 2 inside. Actually, Glaive and Device, excuse me, are rotating inside. So they're going to have 4 players at this B bomb site. That's insanity. Magisk is the only one alone, and yeah, he's pushed up towards E-Box. Now Glaive has gone back to him. But Astralis is just reading this very, very well. 35 seconds left, and pretty soon MIBR is going to have to commit.
Yeah, hoping for a boost. That could have been nice if someone had walked up the ladder on the back of that train. 25 seconds now. Started to make their way down the ramp. Sip going to get the early peek in, and then the follow-up from the other side behind the flashbang from Dupree. I mean, that is pretty much perfect. A triple in the round for him before he goes down. And Fallen, I don't think he's... This time, he should die before the time runs out. That's the lesson from last round. Device will drop him. So another round. That's now 2 in a row for Astralis. Punctured by a single MIBR round and 2 before that. So finally, the T side will have to save.
Oh, they had him at a breaking point. This is so good from Astralis. They have fought back, even on overpass. Remember, I mean, when they were having those back and forths, Astralis comes out of that one on top on the CT side, and now again, Astralis has to fight to make sure that they don't get reset too early on. Double nade in towards T-mid. It's all about building money if you're the defense at the moment. Dupree waiting with the SMG underneath, and I think the big thing, I'm wondering what MIBR is going to change, especially towards inside. At some point, you have to expect that Astralis isn't going to keep stacking that lower ramp, but you do need to be able to take those box hauls without taking a loss.
Yeah, that's been a bit of an obstacle at the moment. Bit of a long-range fight there, and actually getting down onto the low ground, although eventually they're going to be able to find that kill. Good kill from Glaive. Don't want to allow any bomb plants right now. Just, if you can avoid it, don't give them the $800 bonus. Another round, 5-6 now, and moving into round number 12. And what is the way back in here for MIBR? Now, now they are running into that problem where earlier A rushes would have been fun, right? But now you really risk running into Molotovs and grenades. Oh yeah, no, that's. I mean, it's guaranteed if you try and go fast, you're gonna run through some utility. Fallen listening to YNK. I think MIBR, if they're going to do something outside, if they're going to do something towards that A bomb site, they need to get either a lurker or some kind of an aggressive attack going on in Ivy. That's like the one area of this map that we really haven't seen them kind of try and probe. You know, Tarek's gotten picked off there once. I believe Tarek and Fallen have both been legged in that situation once or brought down very, very low from utility in an op shot. So they're kind of shying away from it, but what an important piece of the map. If you can get one lurker to have impact there, that can crack open the A bomb site. All the attention drawn towards the bomb terrain in the outer yard, and one player is able to make huge impacts. Here we go. They're going to go right at Zipnix. Yeah, he's alone. Hearing a lot of stepping. Not sure when to use the Molotov. He's going to use it quick, but they're on top of him. Can he get the kill? Otherwise, this bomb site's going to fall before anyone can even get here. Now they're coming in from the C connector as well. Still alive in close range, but Dupree going to get truck bombed. Stewie, Sip, still lingering around, almost shut down from the high ground then. 4 on 3, MIBR, they've done a great job, and what a headshot! Sipnix taking down CORSAIR. He stayed alive, lurking down on the low ground, and now Magisk, did he see both? They know that they're up there, that smoke is going to be so annoying, and the Molotov, it's too early. They have another one, and there are no more smoke left on the Astralis side. This could be a heartbreaking turn of events. Spur waiting, and now it lands on top of him. They're defusing it. Oh, no, it actually doesn't. It gets stuck on the burn. It doesn't matter. Still coming through with the save. In spite of the Molotov not working, that could have been a lost round immediately.
How many times have we seen a Herculean effort in these games just go in the other direction? Zipnix does such a good job holding that bomb site, but coming through the smoke, desperate scenario. You split the attention. One diffuser, one person watches lower and one person watches upper. They just can't contain that attack from MIBR. Well done, and a great adjustment. Bum rushing upper. They called the bluff. They said there's no way Astralis puts multiple bodies in box halls 3 rounds in a row, and they were right. That being said, Zipnix still outplayed the entire MIBR team on that hit.
Yeah, I was going to say 9 times out of 10, right? He only, like, at best he gets 1 kill and then he's out.
I mean, if you ever wonder why we always say that he's the best inner bomb site player in the world, that round is a reason why. There's not many players who can make a stand in that fashion when they're surrounded in that way.
don't really want to go back and peek that Magisk, and I can't blame him. Instead, they're going to send Glaive back around the other way. And actually back towards the B bomb side, it almost seems. He's very, very far back towards CT spawn now. MIBR, 3-man hit out of Ivy. Do you approve, Moses? It's a good idea. Might give up on it, but it looks like they wanted to.
I don't know about 3-man. I think you need a little bit more presence out of Team Main. Could make it work. What else do they have left? They're gonna smoke to the right. Oh, they're gonna go right through it. Is that Stewie? Yeah, jumping through the smoke, and he might get caught. Glaive's gonna love that. Smoke to the right again, and that's gonna slow things down. Come on, young Glaive, but he's gonna love it. He'll take those all day long, and Magisk as well. An aggressive defense outside, and the other two players of MIBR just can't go forward. No ability to trade in mid when you only have one in ladder room and one in team main.
Well,
I'm not sure what the plan was there.
I mean, probably wrap 3 people around towards CT spawn and just distract all the attention away. But it's dangerous.
I know none of us like really want to do it, but can we just all agree that the wrap strategy from Ivy just doesn't work in this version of Counter-Strike?
It's my favorite strategy,
Moses. I know,
Moses.
I understand. There's a lot of nostalgia with it. Everyone loves a good wrap. I don't think it rarely works.
I've seen it work at least once in the history of global offensive. So you might be right. It might be a slight bit too hard to execute. Now that back on pistols, I've got to say, 7 rounds actually more than I thought MIBR would get on this particular one. That's smoke going down. Interesting. Right in front. A lot of damage. Oh, no armor on Fur, so he doesn't like that at all. Sip just waiting on the other side. Just going to re-smoke it. They feel very blocked off. They've lost so much on the map. A bit of a trade there. But it's a good one in favor of MIBR.
They're going to be very happy with that. Once you get that kill, you start getting people to shift their position. Those deagles become a little bit, they only have the one deagle, excuse me. Can become a little bit more dangerous, but you're relying on Fallen, obviously, with this AWP. Trouble is, you know Zipnix was pushed up behind this smoke, so you got to be patient. It's going to take some extra seconds off the clock as he has to clear up all these angles and box holes. I imagine it looks like they're going to try and get Fallen to find a kill either on Zipnix or Device. Make some noise, make a distraction, and Bomb is going to come out Ivy, but Magisk and Dupree are going to be here, and there's going to be no one who can fight them. That is a nice piece of movement to bait out the shot from Device.
Imagine if he hit that. It looked like he could have. He certainly made an impression over on this side. A lot of people sticking around to wait for him. Now again, this Ivy push, but it's just so much less potent than it was last time. They have they have nothing to really come through with. Not even a grenade. Fallen gets a kill on Sip regardless, but is it too late? He goes down on the other side in Pop Dog, and the bomb will at least be planted here. Device making a bit of noise coming in from behind CORSAIR, but not enough that he could hear it, and I don't know what Fur can do. Clocking a 1-on-2. I wish I could spin this in a good way, Moses, but it's bad.
I feel bad for Fur. Here we go. Device. Doesn't even need to do anything. Dupree just rips his head off.
Yeah, they made that work.
Listen, fair play to MIBR, though. That's a great round to get a plant out of. Fallen does a lot of work. He gets the opening pick for MIBR, the trade kill. He finds Zipnix trying to push up, and he pulls rotations away. So to get that plant is a pretty desperate and a pretty incredible thing.
Yeah, and without the plant, they would actually have been missing a lot of money, which would have taken away. I think almost all the grenades they have right now is because of that. So big difference being made. 7-7, all tied up as we move into round number 15 here. The last of the half on the second map. Like I said, I really think MIBR have made a big statement here on the first half. I'd say there's a decent chance they can pull this away, especially if they win the pistol. But even without it, I think they're in a good position.
Oh, CORSAIR going for the entry. He's quick. Zipnix not going to get caught by that twice. Actually, even they're pressuring everywhere. So many different locations. There's no smoke to give this up. That Fallen's already there. They almost doubled up. Fur with response, but trades back and forth.
That double kill would have been everything. Deep grenade does a little bit of damage, and the bomb plant actually not really going through just yet as a Glaive on kill. Oh, kill on Glaives does ring out. It's just too quick. Magisk can Sip 2-on-3, and that smoke blocking off at least one of them from getting into the action. Sip still doing a little bit of work, taking down Tarek. And CORSAIR hiding over by Pop Dog. He's going to be very important. Sip tapping the bomb. He knows that someone's out there, but he can't do anything about it. He needed a Molotov or a smoke or something to make this one work. So MIBR, a lot of effort, a lot of speed in this round. I think they might have found a way to get that 8th round on the board. Yeah, Sip just trying for it, but simply run out of time at this point. So really well done. 8-7 in favor of MIBR. Stunner is with us in the arena.
Yeah, Anders, actually I am, and I found probably one of the only other Cloud9 fans in attendance here. It's Willie P. Talk to me, man. What do you got here?
Well, you know, I mean, you got to admit it's not the best scenario. You've lost the first map, but, you know, if we're going to be honest with ourselves, this MIBR team is probably one of the best lineups, one of the most stacked lineups we've ever seen.
How about this? Why don't you get this crowd on their feet before we go into the second half?
Okay, let's see. Okej, jag vet att det ser lite dåligt ut för MIBR, men det enda jag vill säga är Vamos MIBR! Let's go!
Okay. I think we have some MIBR fans, not to be confused with that other word. But anyway, thank you. Let's jump into that second half, and let's see if they can do it right here.
All right. Getting everybody fired up now. A round ahead. And, I mean, I think this is great. I really think they have a good chance of it. If they get the early economy, I think they can lock down Astralis on the second half. I think there's a very good chance that can happen.
Yeah, I mean, actually, it's kind of surprising, though, that MIBR is in the lead. It almost doesn't feel like they should be because of how dominant Astralis was again in the later stages of that first half. I mean, MIBR only won 3 rounds down the stretch, but they got the first 5. That's such a nice buffer to have gotten off that pistol round. Here we go, though. They got to get started much like that. If they want to take this to a third map, if they want to take this to Inferno, it's going to be fast-paced, down ladder. Tarek missing shots. Calling it out, and there's a Goosh on a fall, and he's got to get past him. He's surrounded, though. He's all alone. He's got no more teammates around him. And Cygnus pushing up. He's covered by Magisk. Bodies falling all around him.
Yeah, they're getting crushed on this bomb side. The pressure is too much. Now it's a 1-on-2. They have CORSAIR left. Not a bad player, but the smoke goes away. Device is ready, and Astralis win the pistol round. And I think that's very, very important. Like I said, even if MIBR don't get this pistol, I still think they're in a good position. But now, it definitely buys a window back into the game for Astralis. Let's see how far they can push it.
This is going to have to be a grind for MIBR.
Double Scout Max 7. They're pretty heavily armed in this round, actually.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously they're crazy enough to do it, aren't they? Here we go. Is it going to be fast again? No. Things slow down for once you get close up with a shotgun on lower ramp. At the moment, he's not. Fallen and Fur to defend inner. Stewie, CORSAIR, and Tarek outside. Oh, Tarek. Oh my god, somehow he spins. That is great, and CORSAIR can almost build upon it with that deagle, but they're out team main. He's got to fall back. Dupree almost has the edge.
Yeah, he was jumping for that kill. Grenade rings in close, and CORSAIR never stood a chance on that one. Dupree really wants to see if he can wrap around that. Molotov's kind of blocking him a little bit. Headshot on Fallen, and now Stewie with the scout on the other side, trying to get away, but he's going to get found as well. And Fur, well, can use them at long range, but it's obviously not the preferred method. So Astralis, sometimes they're a bit slow in these rounds just to make sure, again, you don't run into stacks. This was high pressure.
Yeah, well, they had the speed. They had the quickness to get out teammate and that aggressiveness. And once they got that kill onto Tarek as well, they saw where CORSAIR was falling back to with the deagle, and they were just like, we know we have space. They knew exactly where he was behind the train. They were going to nade him out, and then once he's gone, there's no real pillar for that defense to stand on. So relative safety for Astralis. It's going to be 9-8 as they take the lead.
Yeah, probably will be 10-8, you have to imagine. Outside chance that Fur can find the right spot with the max 7 in the next round, but I wouldn't count on it.
Even if he gets a couple kills, right, it's still not ideal. I mean, it still doesn't put you too much confidence that he's going to be able to win that round. Or MIBR would be able to.
Just run into teammate Moses with it.
Yeah.
Get it up.
Get
right
it
in their
there.
face. Okay.
There's the beer.
That guy's into it.
I like that.
Double, I mean, it's not quite double fisting them, but he was using 2 hands. Round number 18 now. Dupree, very, very quick. He's just running all the way out. No stopping. Bit of a grenade, and again, the lack of body armor does a fair bit. He seems to have hit his stride right now.
He's in a good place. And obviously Astralis, with this kind of a speed, a lot of confidence, and they're really feeling the game. Device. Oh, the Zeus just out of range. That's unfortunate. Ooh, that's about all she wrote for MIBR in this round, though. So nice bonus money being picked up by that shotgun, and CORSAIR trying to confuse his opponents, but Matt just knows it's not cleared. Bomb's gonna get planted. You're right, 10-8 in the favor of Astralis before the weapons can come out. We will have that op on Fallen, though, and MIBR needs to get started. Remember, they got dumpstered on their CT side of Overpass. They cannot let that happen again. They need to get going quickly and regain this lead.
Yeah, they got a much bigger buffer this time. Last time it was almost like that first rifle round they got. If they didn't make that work, it was
over.
It was at least close to, right? And now they've got a little bit more to work with. Still, they're in that similar position. They have the rifles, but definitely not the grenades. One of them going into main anyway, just trying to make sure that Dupree, he was going to come running out once again, was maybe going to get shut down early. And I like this push-up from Tarek. It's a powerful position close to Pop Dog like that.
Listen, he's playing with Fur out there. Those two players love being aggressive. That will be fun to watch. CORSAIR backing them up. Fallen is going to be the rotator from the inner bomb site. Great kill from Tarek. There's some of that aggressiveness, peeking in towards ladder room. What is the response from Astralis? There's not a lot of utility on the MIBR side. They've got 2 smokes, no kits. Maybe trying to hold on to those smokes just a little bit for later in the round. Fur's got one, and Stewie has the other. Stewie's inside, so he's waiting for some kind of indication that they're coming, and then he can block one of the choke points off. Probably upper so that Fallen can use the op.
Stewie falling back. A little bit of an orthodox position. Kind of more. You can Molotov this position from the outside, but usually people don't do it. And given that they only have 2 Molotovs, I doubt that they will. So he might have an opportunity to stay alive. He's got Fallen covering him on the right-hand side, and 38 seconds. Astralis really drawing out the time. Look at Tarek and Fur on the other side. They are going to be behind Astralis so incredibly quickly. And the problem with a double flank like this is if you kill one of them, you expect that's the only one, and then you continue with the plan. And that would be a fatal mistake if that happens. Now Fallen looking at high ground. Stewie going for the re-peek, and Device is ready for it. Fallen has to stay alive while the flank is coming in. They're both coming up the ladder now. Sip is kind of looking for it, and the bomb finally going down. Very close indeed. Fallen almost ready. There's the AWP shot, but there's a second player. Gets it anyway, taking down Megis, and they're in trouble now. Astralis, just Sip left on the high ground. Surely this is going to be a defuse. They've got him locked in. He's going to get the headshot on one, but again, Cold is now holding it. The Molotov will force him back, and Fallen diffusing inside of the smoke. It's a rather long defuse, and Sip, can he get the timing? Not going to be able to. Cold saves it, and MIBR win. It got real close at the end.
I was going to say, Sipniks actually had a chance to stop that. What a great sequence from Fallen. That is the vintage Fallen that we've been missing. We've seen that so much out of him, except in this past month or so. Just finally at the last moment realizing there's one more player inside the site and landing and rescoping in. That is a desperate situation. MIBR lost a lot. Actually, I mean, in a 4-on-5, that initial hold, Stewie and Fallen, they couldn't get anyone on the cross. They really wanted to get at least 1 kill on that cross, and that's what would have helped make that less costly for them, more secure.
I never realized Janko was using his hand so much when we talk, but we can get some great gifts out of this. Like, I feel like he's got it all lined up.
He's a bit of a hand talker, isn't he?
That one was like the DJing gift, like he was, you know, turning all the dials and all that.
Vinyl?
Yeah, he was doing all that, and then earlier he was doing like the chopping block, chop off with their heads, kind of. Yeah, I think he's got it all going on.
He's got the one where he taps his temple as well.
Yeah. 9 to 10, 20th round. I would love to see some Janko gifts.
I'm sure we'll get plenty. Fallen, oh, cannot switch over. Device beat him to that point so quick. Stewie's here, though, to at least hold it down. That's going to force them away. Device tosses the Fallen off out of the reach of anyone from MIBR. Early advantage for Astralis, though. Tarek's up next. He gets the opening, and he can't follow it up. A CORSAIR and Fur. They get 2.
What a great way to defuse the threat out here now. A little bit more backup could be coming in, although Stewie's still not sure if anyone's sneaking in on that B-bomb site. He wants to be careful, not able to adjust. CORSAIR up on the high ground to take down Magisk, and Device, he's got so much time. I mean, this is one of those best 1-on-3s that can be done just because of the time that's left. Getting 1 kill, but now worried. Fur is actually behind him in T-main. Device might just want to wait and see if they give him a chance. Smoking up, and he's about to walk into it. A great position for Fur. Another round here for MIBR, tied up 10-10. They are coming back into this game in a big way now. and breaking the Astralis economy.
Might have been a little bit too fast for Astralis. I think they were expected to be able to exploit rotations a bit more, and actually, they almost had the right idea. A lot of MIBR was caught in a rotation into that B bomb site after that kill comes out onto Fallen, and Stewie called them off. They got outside just in time. But the speed with which Astralis re-attacked at A kind of prevented them from using any of the utility they had. A couple players died with flashbangs and smokes. They couldn't kind of get any safety. Allows MIBR to even things up at range.
They actually force anyway. I'm kind of impressed. They only had 2 people that had any kind of a bank, and they buy 2 AKs and an AW. That's basically 2 people buying all of that stuff, and then the rest are going to be with next to nothing. That's kind of interesting.
We're seeing this trend happen a lot. I mean, I know Navi, as we mentioned, is a popular. I mean, have made it look pretty good. Finding ways to force buy just enough every single round to be dangerous, but and not enough to like break the bank entirely. You can continue to force buy in this fashion with maybe just 1 to 2 players missing really hard-hitting weaponry.
It looked like they maybe wanted to go quickly down Pop Dog, but they were kind of waiting for it. Is Glaive setting up for a grenade that's going to land over there, or is it just going to be for the peak? Yeah, it's just going to go into the sky, so just for the pre to come and take a look, and unable to find anybody. Just hoping that there was someone momentarily flashed, so probably worth the attempt.
Tarek's done a great job in ladder room. They haven't been able to clear him out, really. I think the best they've done is a 1-for-1 trade when he had a CZ. Fallen walking towards team main. That's a lot of cover. Here come the smokes outside. Indication that Tarek is going to have some issues, and he falls out. I think he's out of nades as well for that ladder room, so he's trusting Fallen. One's already crossed.
Great. Holding on. A couple of more bullets would have maybe had that kill, but Device takes him down. 35 seconds, and CORSAIR hiding. He sees just the feet, and it's enough to get the kill. He definitely knew that was coming. And Stewie headshot through the smoke, stopping the bomb from going down. And it's all on Sips. 25 seconds here in a 1 versus 2, and they're right on top. They're going to shut him down. Good double for Stewie in that round. MIBR now back in the lead, 11 to 10. So close to doing it. And Fallen with 17 kills, Tarek with 15. They're really all pitching in for this one.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. CORSAIR's had a couple crucial double kills outside throughout this half. Force buy doesn't work for Astralis, and Stewie stopped the plant inside of the smoke. No bonus money, so MIBR, this should be the easiest round they'll probably have all half. Some upgraded pistols, but no armor, no utility for this T side.
Don't jinx it, Moses. You just don't want to do that.
Fur's got my back.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It suddenly looks like it. Okay.
Tarek is...
That got a little bit wild.
Yeah, it did get a bit weird with the scream and everything afterwards. That was good.
Yeah, I think someone...
someone was really into Tarek getting shot in the top of the head.
Oh, well... Glaive... Oh, Fallen. Is he really going to try that? I think he was thinking about it. Excitement all around. That was a little... You see Yanko's hands? That was a little like phone emote that you got going on. Call in the airstrike. Shut these fools down.
He is going to be great, isn't it?
I can feel it. We can have like just 100 different Yanko gifts really quickly.
There's a lot of possibility for that. Well, I mentioned at the start of the series, if you weren't tuning in, Yanko was excited for this matchup to be drawn yesterday.
Yeah, he felt like they could really make it work. And honestly, on this map, they've looked great. They've really stuck to it, especially after the beating that they took on the first map.
Yeah.
Well, I was a bit concerned that they'd come into this one feeling slightly flat, but that has not been the case. 12 to 10 right now. Economy on the Danish side looking awful, however way you turn it. And they use everything in this round, but they're going to be bank saving if they can't pick it up. MIBR. What have they got for us? Have you noticed that no one's tried to push Ivy on the CT side at all? It used to be a fairly popular thing.
I think it's just a risk that no one is really willing to take at the moment. I mean, neither of these CT sides did a great job of building up any kind of economy to be too risky, right? Like, you know, if you take a risk in it and you lose it, that's the round that might just break you. No AWP on the MIBR side. 5 M4s. Very passive at the inner bomb site is Stewie. He's not even able to get information at the moment. Doesn't even realize that Zipnix and Device are clearing that out and crossing.
See how Fallen's just holding that grenade for Cold if anything happens.
And or if Cold calls for it because of a footstep. Any mistakes over towards Ivy, and that's the setup.
It might actually be Cold for 45 seconds. Maybe if Glaive and Magus can kill Cold here, they can draw somebody out. They're going to be able to do that. Stewie's still sticking on the bomb site. That's really important.
This is all a fake. Astralis is going towards the inner bomb site. Stewie is going to have such a big job to do. Fallen needs to figure this out. Oh, he looks the wrong way, but he adjusts. He recovers in time, and Stewie has no idea. They're down lower ramp. This battle over towards Ivy is intense, but it doesn't matter. It's all on Stewie, and he still doesn't know his teammate's going to rotate right into Zipnix.
Waiting for it. Tarek goes down. That's, I mean, Stewie held his ground, but what could he do? Sip turning around for the kill there, taking him down. Absolutely big news, and the fact that the Molotov caught Fallen over there is just such a disheartening way to lose that battle. For hoping to keep the AK alive, they kind of needed to give it to Tarek, actually. I mean, maybe Fur could buy for him, but you'd prefer to have just a weapon you could throw on over. They're going to have money anyway, but that was a nice attack from Astralis. A lot of it was obviously on the fact that they could get the kill on Cold.
Right, that was a great kill. I know we didn't obviously see the timing of when that flashbang blew. I don't think they were entirely blind of it. But just so passive on the B bomb site. By design as well. I mean, you have to say, like, that's the way that they wanted the strat to work. It was just, you know, you don't have any information in there. You don't even know what's going to be coming. MIBR 12 to 11, and they swap into the double lock. Stewie's got one. Fallen's got one.
Yeah, see where they push this. 24th round. We are drawing towards the end of this second map here, and it's not really clear who's running away with it right now. A lot of the remainder of this is going to be coming down just to the economy, and it's not like anyone really has that much. I mean, Astralis built up a fair bit in that last round, but it's definitely not an infinite resource at the moment for any of these teams. And Stewie, he's like, yeah, this is dangerous. If you miss this first shot, you could get shot down. You might not be able to get it back. Smoke is going to be there, but a perfect kill on Sip. That's what we like to see. And now back to the low ground. Oh, flick to take down Dupree. Nice defense being set up right here. And Astralis kind of getting stuck a little bit. Even if they make it past now, how on earth are they going to try and hold this from the 5 men of MIBR coming in on the other side? A smoke and a bit of a trick maybe to try and set it up on the sidewalk here, but they know it right now on the Danish side. They're in trouble. The full force here of MIBR going to come for them. And they are fast down on the low ground. Stewie just continuing to wreak havoc with the AWP, taking down Glaive. And Magus can Device. I mean, there's nothing left. They might almost just walk away from this. How can they stop this defuse?
You might as well. You can't. They're on it right now. Yeah, and Astralis is giving up on it. There's so much utility. Stewie did such a good job. That is a beautiful performance with the AWP. Some fast shots, some great mobility. And he was so effective that MIBR didn't even have to use any nades on the retake. They just got into the bomb site and used everything to block off to make sure that the diffuser was going to be safe. Safe and sound. Zipnix maybe peeking a bit early before that smoke plumes. This is a great one. It's like he had some weird timing, some weird sense, and saw and like knew Dupree was going to come at that second. Wasn't even scoped in on that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, then he's going to get shot in the side of the head. So perfectly done. Giving them 13 rounds.
Those two saves, it was such a good decision from Astralis. The bonus money from the plant. I mean, they actually, they're pretty healthy in terms of their economy, even if they lose this.
Is it going to be a fake? Are they going to try and create a bit of a wall outside and then run for the B-bomb site? They don't even actually throw the grenades, so for whatever reason, they've kind of given up on it. But it looked like they were about to. Stewie and Fur down here.
Stewie gave up the AWP. He is an M4. I think Astralis is trying to take advantage of the fact that they think there's going to be an AWP inside, and that's changed.
Yeah, might be in for a rude awakening. Fur challenging. They're on top of the fire and a great shutdown. And now he said Stewie down on low ground with the M4. He works out. He gets the headshot. Taking out Sip. Grenade. Going to land right on top of Glaive, and he actually puts out the fire as well. He's doing everything right at the moment. Hiding inside. He does get caught, but I'm not sure it's enough here. The bomb not going down. Device is the one who has it, and is he going to try and plant in front? How is Glaive going to stop this defuse if it's planted up here? That's very, very sketchy. Device He's still alive, but they've got one chance right now, Astralis. They really need to win this round, otherwise this map is simply going to slide away from them. Up on the high ground, looking for it. And one more shot, and they're also getting flanked in the meantime. Fallen coming in from that side, and Glaive is kind of ready for it. Device looking for more. 2-on-3. There's a great headshot from Glaive. Another one coming in from Device, taking down CORSAIR. Somehow they turn it, and Tarek is on top. He's got the kit. He's holding it in. Oh, he comes off for the kill, and now back to it again. And Glaive, can he get there up on the high ground? He gets the kill, saving the round. Astralis still on train, staying alive. That is so close.
That's an unreal round between these two teams. Trades back and forth, and again, every advantage it feels to MIBR. 3-on-2 in the post plant. Glaive, beautiful job watching the flank. That's a hard corner to clear, and eventually finishing it off as well. But Device just sticking that plant at the back of the bomb train. He just said, you know what? It's too dangerous for me to try and get out of here. You gotta love that switch of weaponry, though, from that inner defense. The all passed over to CORSAIR, taking the M4. They did a great job. 3 kills between Stewie and Fur to hold that inner bomb site for at least as long as they could. Also, think about it this way. Device had to run to the back of the train to hunt him down to clear him out of that position inside the smoke. If he doesn't make that play, if he just plants the bomb, if he just says, all right, Stewie's on the other side of the train, I can at least get the plant, and then we'll see what happens, they probably don't win that round. Then it's a 4-on-2.
Yeah, that whole round was right on the edge. Now look at the economy for MIBR. Astralis, they've been a very hard team to break throughout this whole best of 3. They sort of how they keep holding on to it, and the fact that there's almost nothing going on right now on the CT side in terms of economy means this might be a slightly better round, although as you said, Tarek's been hard to get rid of in Pop Dog. C-set 75 works out, taking down Glaive.
He just knew exactly where Glaive was going to land. He just put the crosshair there, and as soon as he got blind, holds the trigger. Nothing you can do about that. Stewie close up. Fallen's going to rotate in towards that B bomb site. It actually looks like Astralis, they've had a pretty big lean towards that inner bomb site. Favored it recently. I think it might be such a... Actually, Ziptic says I'm going to utility. Can't throw a fake, so yeah, this is going to be all outside.
There are quite a few deagles waiting for them here. If just one of them is a headshot, suddenly it's not looking so hot anymore for the team side. That stolen AK-47, putting a little bit of pressure on it. Fur does go down. Cold only gets the one. They almost lined up for it. And it's Scout versus AWP, but Sip is actually just going to cancel out that fight. Man, they are well-timed here on the Astralis side. That was all at the same time. Very hard to stop.
Yeah, very good at taking pressure away. Nice shot from Zipnik. Immediate. Astralis is very good at juggling aggression as they come out. Unfortunately, CORSAIR and Tarek couldn't get that kill fast enough, and they're just lined up for everyone else. That was only a half buy, though. Scout, CZ armor was a light buy. That means MIBR is going to have a good one this time around, or as good as possibly can be. They have a kit, they've got 4 rifles, and they've got the AWP on Fallen. 13-13.
See how quick Sip is to actually get out of Pop Dog to challenge Fallen so that he can't get back around the train? Like, that's such a quick communication on the Astralis side, because Fallen was spotted by Device, I think, who saw him sort of fall back with the scout, and he just calls it for Sip and says, all right, he's fallen back that way. Immediately they know it. Let's see what they could do now. MIBR, I feel like they've done a remarkable job being ahead on train, keeping up the pressure, but it isn't done until it's done.
Just such a grind down the stretch in terms of everything. These clutch rounds, the money, the things you can bring into them. Famas on Stewie, no armor on Fallen. Windows being broken now. Stewie and Fallen towards that inner bomb site. Fallen's far back, though. He can rotate outside very, very quickly, and he might have to. Derek's playing ladder room on the bomb train. Smoke comes out, building the defenses, and Astralis can wait this out if they choose to, and it looks like they will. Just trying to bait out some utility. They've done a great job to do that.
Timing the breaking of the window with the flashbang could be really interesting. I want to see that done again when someone's actually there. If they turn around just to look if there's a smoke or a Molotov coming on that other side. 35 seconds. The Danes not leaving themselves very much time. This Molotov could maybe break up some of the push at least. It's going to be right in front of them as they run through, but the timing is good for Glaive. Picking up the first kill there on Tarek, and now they're getting dangerously close to that bomb site. Fur has to get into play somehow. He can't just linger around here forever. CORSAIR getting one, but the bomb is being attempted right in front, and Fallen, he can't actually get into play. Fur all this time has been lurking. No one's really looking for him right now. Is he eventually going to be the man to break this one open? That's the big question. There's a long flank coming in from Stewie on the other side. This is a high-intensity situation for MIBR. If they can't make this work, they might end up losing this map regardless. And now first starting to creep in just a little bit. Stewie coming up from behind. Clock is ticking on that bomb. They're running out of time, second for second here. And here comes Stewie. He's the one to open it. Getting one kill with the FAMAS. A great follow-up, but Megs turning around for the headshot. It's still a 2-on-2, and they're almost out of time. Right in front is that bomb, and they just can't do it. Sip sees it. They had one player left to find that they could not. 14 rounds for Astralis. They're so close all of the time.
That flank just took way too long to come to fruition. That is harsh. Tarek gets caught. It's a cool trick from Astralis. They throw the smokes they've been throwing this entire half. And Tarek sees him, and it's supposed to be that wall of smoke on the train, but they don't throw one on purpose. It's the one on the right side of the bomb train. So when the players come out ladder and they just hug that wall, Tarek's falling back thinking it's that same wall of smokes executed, and he's just completely exposed. No chance for him in that round. Even if that flank, even if MIBR was able to get him defused in that previous round, with Fur going down, he had the only kit, and that kit was so far away from the bomb.
Yeah, that's another good point. 14 or 13. Astralis now edging ahead just one round here, and MIBR, they've gone for the force up here. They know they have to keep doing it. Jumping down in the Molotov and Glaive chasing him. Tarek was not expecting that. That is so aggressive, and now they kind of have to focus a little bit on that while this speed push is happening. Fur goes down to Sip, a great opening. Just Stewie left in the bomb site with a UMP. Oh my god! He comes up with a double headshot before he goes down. Is it enough? And now it's a 2-on-3, and they're getting locked in. Sip is just such a terror on this bomb site. They don't know how to get rid of him. He's done enough damage almost to kill 4 people in this round. This 2-on-2, it should be impossible. They just do not have the health for it. But do you give it up instead? That's the question.
You might have to. You don't have kits either. And yeah, definitely fallen. Bail out. Save the AWP. That's the only option you have left. Astralis, 15-13. They've made it all the way there. 1 round away from the semifinals from NIP.
This has been an incredible map for Sipnix. Just look at how active he's being in some of these pushes. They can't even worry about the bomb or anything else. He's all the way back at where they're trying to reinforce from, and it's hard to stop him, really. 15-13, ladies and gentlemen. Map point. 1 round away, Astralis from entering the semifinals, facing against NIP.
Yeah, that would be a very, very fun game. A very tough task for NIP, but still, let's not count MIBR out just yet. Astralis still has to get there. They have to win one of the next 2 rounds. They seem to have the numbers. I mean, we always talk about Astralis' ability to adapt as a team, but look at the way even Glaive has adapted individually. This time when he drops down ladder, he goes through the Molotov. He just gets aggressive, doesn't even drop the flashbang. He just runs right through it, takes Tarek out before he's even ready. He was sick of losing that fight so many times.
Yeah, but just imagine that. I mean, if you call that out to your teammates, say, listen, I know I've lost this, 5 out of 5 times, but the 6th one is going to be the one working.
Yeah, 6th one is sixth one is the charm. Here we go, timeout's over. Last chance, deep breath for MIBR. Down 2 rounds. Fallen has that AWP, he's taking it outside. MIBR, all the utility. Look, they want to get aggressive towards Ivy. You were wondering when we were going to see a push. It's now, but that Molotov stops it. And actually, that's Magis just throwing it and then running away. Not even close to Ivy at the moment.
No, just wanted to have a bit of a presence there. See where they end up in this round. Device has got this angle covered. Does he want to peek it? The jump is out. They did see each other, and yeah, Fur is not going to go back for seconds. Don't really blame him. Fallen has the op on the other side, and he's obviously will have called that out. Tarek with the scout. Still actually bold enough to challenge it. That's interesting.
Yeah, they even spotted the op there, and he's like, yeah, I'll take that fight. Let's see if he can get anything with it. CORSAIR. His presence is known towards the end of Ivy by Magis. There's a smoke down.
Oh, if they actually go for A, both Tarek and Fallen, that scout and AWP behind the wall of smokes, that's going to be very hard to do anything about. Smokes are going up a little bit in front. Tarek with a nice kill there on Glaive. That's going to have a big impact. They lined up for a double tag. Both Tarek somehow scout and tearing apart Astralis in this round. 3 versus 5. The bomb is down, sure, but they're lacking a couple of people in this defense now. Almost out of grenades, actually entirely out of grenades now. Tarek's had another line up here. More damage being dished out. It's Device with a return kill at the very least, but they should be able to do this. Another Molotov and actually a smoke picked up on Fur. They can block our SIP in that pop dog position, and that's going to be vital. Now smoking up the bomb, and Device still waiting for it up on the ladder. He's almost alone now. He can't really do anything, and the bomb is being defused. You see SIP completely being denied from entering that fight.
What a round from Tarek. He worked his way around that bomb train so well. Very quick peeks, very swift shots. The follow-up, he wanted to finish off Glaive. That duel has been interesting throughout this half. Dupree goes down as well, but it's the utility picked up, that smoke, and like you said, the Molotov towards ladder room. That's the key. No one can peek at that point, but Tarek whittled down those forces, and now a little bit stronger of a buy to force overtime for MIBR. Can they do it? Nade doesn't chip very much damage at all. Stewie close up at lower, Fur in there with him. 2 M4s for the defenders of the B bomb site. Astralis has readjusted again. Now starting to go back towards outside, and Glaive wants to continue that duel with Tarek. Knowledge that he's not playing inside the ladder room as he slowly crawls down.
The game just coming to a complete stop. Everybody is just standing still, waiting. MIBR, no. Overtime. It's what they're fighting for right now. Good noise being made down here from CORSAIR. It doesn't actually have to do that much, but Astralis have a bit of a decision to make now. Now that he's shown himself, did they just ignore it, or do they risk?
The big thing it does, it obviously doesn't do a whole lot now, but if Astralis hit this outer bomb site, Fallen can be safe to just not even check Ivy, because CORSAIR's had control of it so deep for so long. They just don't have to worry about that front. Here we go.
Going down, the smoke towards Ivy. They're trying it one more time. That's one hell of a flick coming out from Fallen. Don't even know how he did that, but SIP is out of the round. They want that bomb plant. Astralis, they're fighting to end this and get into the semifinals, but MIBR have a different plan in mind. Meg is going to be taking down Stewie. The bomb is down, and they have almost no grenades this time. MIBR, they're nearly out of them. And look at Astralis scattering and hiding. This time there's no way to block off that pop dog position. Fur coming in. If Glaive wins the fight, that actually might be the game. He's ready and waiting. Fur goes for the peek, sees just the foot, and Glaive is going to win the fight. That is massive. It might be over. Device going to be taking down CORSAIR. Now Fallen and Tarek trying to get closer. 2-on-2. They're running out of time. Still Fallen picking up the kill. The spray is through. It's happening on the other side. There it is. Glaive. Astralis land right in the semifinals. He made it work at the end. Couldn't see a damn thing.
And he goes back for more, realizing it's possible that first kill was not the diffuser. What a battle on train between these two teams. Fur, that's a tough call to make. Needed something to happen on the other side to really open up the possibility of that flank, but what a hold on from Astralis, and you have to say, a great battle from MIBR as well.
Yes, unbelievable power coming out from them. That second map, I really felt like that was theirs almost all along. They had such a lot of power and such a lot of things to show us here on train.
I couldn't believe that Stewie and Fallen held on in that fashion, in that kind of a situation. Smoke's down, not a lot to work with, and just had to do it, had to fight for it. I think that's a very cool showing, even in a loss.
Yes, it definitely is. Again, they're rebuilding the team, and I'm sure they'll be back even stronger next time, which is scary all on its own.
Which is like 2 weeks, so...
2 weeks, indeed. Could be a lot of time when you've got, you know, YNK cracking the whip.
Yeah, I mean, they did what? A really intense boot camp, came here, and now they have a really intense boot camp again, so plenty of time to fix a lot of these mistakes, plenty of time to add things, and you guys are going to have plenty of time with our lovely analysts.
Thank you so much, boys. Yes, quite the spectacular two-game series, and Astralis are in the semi-finals. We knew this was going to be a tough test for MIBR. Some of us flying the flag. In fact, I say some of us. I like the idea.
It was romantic.
Yeah. And you know what? It did get close. We were 1-2 rounds away from seeing a third map, seeing what MIBR had on that third, but Astralis, of course, had much more time coming into this tournament, and they do take it. So let's break it down. I do have, of course, Sponge and Maniac hanging out with me at the panel. Did you get what you bargained for, Chad?
I think if you look at Overpass and you look at the first half, right, that seemed like a very competitive matchup. It felt like one that could have gone either way. When you flick over to the second half and the Astralis guys are winning rounds in that kind of fashion when they shouldn't be, when they should be getting punished, when they shouldn't be winning clutches, or rounds that MIBR have done everything they needed to do to convert, and then they steal it away from you, that's why you get such a scoreline that seems like a blowout. I think the score maybe doesn't tell the whole story, but it definitely tells the fact that the Astralis players are now playing much better individually than we saw from them in the earlier stages of the tournament. Map number 2, if we get that time and time again, that's fantastic. That's what you want from a matchup between two top dogs in international Counter-Strike.
Yeah, Train certainly delivered. Overpass, though, we got to see a bit of a mismatch here, Maniage. What really happened on that first map?
Well, the thing about Overpass, I think MIBR had a really good start on the T half. I think they were probably 5-1 or 4-1. And then that's when Astralis finally stabilized the economical situation. Actually, I didn't think it was that close. I think the score is a little bit deceiving. I think as soon as Astralis had the means, they were just above MIBR. And I think MIBR were a little bit disjointed. It was just a little too easy for Astralis. Then they just had a good start at the second half. That's what they needed to just close it.
Yeah, 10 rounds on the CT side of that first map. But take a look at the scoreboard. What we talked about in the pre-match where they're all so close. Look at this ADR. Look at that. There's about 10 separating top from bottom there. Close enough. Dupree just lagging behind at 70 ADR. Only 70 ADR.
Yeah, it's a pretty good signs, and I think the fact that Device once again is having another good game against a top-tier opponent is another positive thing. This is where sometimes he's been known to go missing in the past, but that's a huge victory for Astralis. And I think it means more, obviously in the sense of the tournament, hey, now they go forward, now they get to play against NIP. I can build a case for why that can be a really good game, but this is positive signs that it just took a couple of teething matches for Astralis to get back to where they need to be. That's the problem, though. I already said that I thought they were going to win. I just wasn't sure what MIBR were going to be able to bring to the table. That second map was really good. You can see how much as well, with the coaching, we'll see how much Janko gets to talk, how much that helps MIBR.
I loved you seeing his magical hands.
The command hand.
And we have the magical man standing by. Dupree has the headset on. Congratulations, Dupree, you're in the semi-finals. Oh,
thank you.
Man, okay, so many questions. First things first. MIBR, new MIBR, they were undefeated until they met you guys in this quarterfinal. How does it feel to play against them? They starting to feel back to their old strengths from the server in your perspective?
First of all, it was a really great match, and I think it was really nice to play against them. And you can definitely feel that it's some of the old SK times that's coming back for them. I think they're definitely playing really great. You can see Fallen starting hitting his shots like he did back in the days, and in general, they're a hard opponent to play against in terms of how to approach them, either by reading them or what bomb site to attack, because they have so many good individual players. But I'm super thrilled, and I'm really proud of the team today that we played so well.
Yeah.
I had a question about Train. Obviously, it was a very close map. Where do you think was the turning point? When did you start thinking this is the round? Like,
I think the turning point was definitely when Device and I think it was Glaive clutched the inner bomb side when they were actually in a really sketchy situation, and they actually managed to pull it off. Device made some really good individual plays by getting information on top of the bomb trains and on the ladders, so he just knew what to do. And obviously, everyone just contributing the way they're doing on my team. It's a pleasure to be part of.
Yeah, you guys were definitely playing as a unit more so today. It looks like you're slowly getting rid of that ring rust, so to speak. But for me, was it a surprise to have Train come out? I thought they may have tried to punish you with Mirage because you guys would look shaky on that in this tournament.
I'd say I wouldn't say we were surprised that they picked Train because we knew that it was going to be open for them since we were going to ban Cash. Then again, we did actually expect them to pick Mirage or Inferno more than Train, but we also expected Train to come out, so we were actually prepared for whatever they were going to pick, and we just knew that if we played a good overpass, we would also win. So it was good to prove that we also still can play overpass on a really high level. Yeah,
the overpass was gorgeous. One final question. Ninjas in pajamas tomorrow. You're going to be getting your head in the books, doing homework. What's your rest of your day look like?
The rest of the day is going to look like it always starts when we're at tournaments. Even no matter what opponent we go up against, we will always prepare as we do. We'll always do all the things that we do to play that well. And in general, I'm just looking very much forward to go back and play a semi-final in this arena. And the crowd has been amazing. And obviously playing against the Ninjas on home soil is going to be even better. So I hope for a really good match.
Yes, you'll be the villains in that story, I'm afraid. I can't wait to see it. And that'll be coming up tomorrow. Go get some rest, Dupree. Thank you so much. What a legend. We get to see more from Astralis tomorrow. They're going to go up against the Ninjas in Stockholm. So they're going to be playing against essentially 6 players at this point, and it's going to be a lot of excitement regarding that one. But breaking it down further, I do see a beautiful demo loaded up there over on the drawing board. Why don't you two break it down?
That is true. I wanted to point a round that happened on the overpass first side. So when I said MIBR looked a little bit disjointed, this is a good example. Just to set the scene, this is a 5 versus 4. There's about 30 seconds remaining, and MIBR are about to execute on the A side. What I want the viewers to put their attention to is Glaive. He's going to have a very good round, 3 kills, amazing from him, but pay attention to how easy it is for him. You're going to see he always has jewels, and it shouldn't be like this. There should be a refrag, so I'm going to just... So as you see, the smokes are flying. They're going to get very, very close to it. Flashes are coming. This is pretty standard. And this is the first frag Glaive gets onto Fallen. Fur is way too far away. He has 2 or 3 seconds before he even comes to the fight.
The problem is, like, Fallen going in there, what's happened here is MIBR have waited too long on this hit. They've given themselves another opponent, and that being the clock. Glaive's position there, even if he got 1 kill and dies, he's bought more than enough time to allow the rotation to come in, and a lot of people have to look in his direction. You could see there with the overview how many people had to look towards his spot, and they had to deal with him. And then, when that happening, the rotation's coming in, there's more players on the bomb site, things are over and done with, and that's the round in the bag for Astralis, based off one player's position being able to survive so long. So I think Fur needed to be a little bit quicker on that take, maybe poor communication, or maybe just no one pulled the trigger early enough on that whole position there. But things fell apart.
Are we really giving all the credit to Glaive and not just the fact that MIBR had 10 seconds left on their execute?
Yeah, exactly. It's usually what happens when a player pulls off an amazing action. It's usually a mix of he plays it very well and it's not perfectly executed from the enemies. That's what the case it was for Glaive here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And just I want to get those closing thoughts. This is where we wave goodbye to MIBR. I do feel like a sense of positivity surrounding the roster.
Yeah, definitely returning to their former glory, and I think this is a great lead-in for the major, because if they can continue to work on the stuff that they've done in such a short period of time here, it was clear to me that Janko was doing a lot of talking, and that felt like it alleviated pressure on Fallen. You saw he was back to his old self, hitting a lot of those AWP shots which went missing in recent times for the SK/MIBR era. It's positive signs for the major and the Brazilian fans.
And I can't help but feel, actually, that the fact that they're one of their first tournaments back is one where a coach can talk all the time. If anything, it's a great learning experience.
Indeed.
You know, he may not always have that opportunity, especially when you get towards those Valve events like the major just around the corner. But the fact that when he's first introduced into the roster, you get Tier 1 competition on a main stage with the coach audio always available. I think that's probably a really good learning experience for them.
I agree, mostly because the timing of the tournament, it's still pretty early, pretty recent that Janko joined the team. So this is probably very important for the team, or it was important for the team, that he could have impact and talk with them as they are playing, because every foundation, every automatism is probably not prepared yet. They were going to have time to do that. Well, the major is very close. But for this tournament, I think it was very helpful that Janko could come in continuously.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is going to be exciting to see more from MIBR at a later date. For now, though, we get to see Astralis in that bracket versus NIP. And it's time for us to take a break. We're going to go catch our breath. You at the arena can grab yourself a popcorn and a beverage, because coming up, another fantastic, could be a spectacle, FaZe versus Mouse Sports, and only one will advance to the semi-finals.